for being able to ask questions.
Hi, Coach. What do you say to your players after a loss like that?
We got to play better at home. I mean, usually tell them the same thing I tell you guys. Missed crucial free throws. 11 of 19. First of all, I'm shocked and surprised that we only took 19 free throws. That's a huge surprise in the game from our perspective, but we didn't make them from the foul line. So, late game free throw shooting, huge problem. And, first half defensively, it's hard to win a game when somebody shoots, 15 of 22 from the field in a half. Having said that, we make 2 free throws and strategies change at that point. Put ourselves in a position to win and miss foul shots. But it's a 40-minute game, and there's probably 30 other things that I could point out. First play of the game, we didn't react to a loose ball. Eric Daly beat us to the loose ball, and that's just as important as any free throws. And that was to start the game. I can vividly remember the ball. Buzo had a defensive rebound. It got ripped out of his hands at a crucial time. So there's a whole bunch of stuff, that are part of a 40-minute loss. But we played super hard, but close doesn't count. Playing hard doesn't, it's nice, but the objective is to try to win the game.
Muzz, you guys have shot, I think, sub 80% from the line in all 5 Big Ten losses. I think 11-17 against Wisconsin, 11-19 tonight. What do you just do with that? How do you correct it?
You just, you can't talk about it too much because then it gets in their heads, but you got to work on your free throws, which we do. But we've had 2 home games where late, we just haven't converted at a good enough rate. I don't know what else to do, Luke.
Coach, Desmond only had 7 shots tonight, and it looked like they were trying to clog the lane. When Morrow was out at the top of the key, were you making an effort to get the ball inside and beat him back?
Well, yeah, didn't our center have 21 points? I think that's a career high for a G. So when he was out there, I thought we held our own or won that matchup. I don't really understand the question when we threw it to the roll man, and that's why he had 21 points. He didn't make a 3 tonight. So, I thought that the handling of, and Des had 6 assists, so. But he's got to play better, than he did tonight and than he did against Wisconsin. That's, we rely on him. He's one of the most dynamic scorers in the Big Ten. So, but I actually thought that Rashawn was phenomenal tonight against their hard hedge, and that was part of the game plan. We knew that they were going to double team the ball or soft trap it or hard hedge it, whatever you want to say, and that's why Sean was, so effective. And he took a couple threes early, and we told him, to short roll and not take those threes. And if you take away the first couple threes he had, he's super effective tonight.
Must just piggybacking off that. It seems like Rashawn has just been playing with another level of confidence recently. What would you attribute just that change to?
Yeah, he's playing with a lot of energy. And he's one of the best rebounders in the country last year, and he's added a lot of stuff to his offensive game. I thought he was phenomenal tonight. Mara was really good too, but you pick up the stat sheet, and Sean held his own. You're talking about a 6'6" guy going against a 7'3" guy, and there's going to be advantages for them at one end, and then you hope there's some advantages for us on one end. And I thought that Coach Cronin did a great job and exposed us with the height on some things, and then I thought that that Rashawn did a great job exposing them in some things as well. It was we rely on, some guys to score for us, and it didn't happen tonight. Buzo, Dez, but I did think the team played really hard. I mean, there was a time there, maybe 9 minutes to go, that some teams wouldn't have competed and battled back, and if we make a couple, obviously the 3 free throws, Wesley's and then Saints too, they got to run something different, or there's a little bit more pressure when the game's tied, or, than when you have a 3-point cushion.
Coach, I guess that's the perfect segue. I was going to ask you a question about pressure. The team plays well on the road in those tight situations. As a coach, how do you get them to play with that same type of mindset at home, where they shouldn't feel that pressure with the home court advantage?
Yeah, I don't know if it's, tonight's crowd was great, so, I think some of the other games, we walked out there and the environment is what it is, when there's not but Wisconsin's crowd was really good. This crowd was good. Like I said, I'm searching. I've never had a team stay in a hotel the night before a home game. It's going to be discussed, just because that's what we do on the road, and so, I'd love to say that I have the answers. I don't. But I do think there's some themes, we brought up the missed foul shots against Wisconsin, missed foul shots tonight. Desmond, his play, because we rely on him, and no one's blaming any player. I would never do that, but, we needed somebody else to kind of step up tonight, because I thought Wesley Yates as a freshman, but there's some good things happening here too. UCLA's, they got a lot of returning players. We got one. So, when you have, Morrow returning and Mac and, number 10 and Dylan and, they got a lot of guys back. And we're searching and clawing and competing. But we, you could tell, we lost. So, it's not a good feeling, I can tell you that.
Hey, Coach, you said both teams were exposed tonight. Can you talk about how important is it for you guys to take the things that you guys learned from this game?
We got more exposed than them. I don't want to get that twisted. They won the game. I think you learn from every game, whether you win or lose. So there's, I'll watch the tape, and next time we get together, we'll try to correct some of the things. Tonight, the free throws, I'm not going to wave a magic wand and change that, because you can't duplicate tie game, crowd. I can't do that in practice, I'd love to try.
Coach, you guys took 31 three-pointers today. I was wondering, was that part of the game plan?
Yeah, I would say we knew that they kept the lane compact. To be honest with you, the 31 threes probably kept us in the game in the first half. Without making the threes in the first half, we're probably down by a much larger margin. Thought in the second half there was probably 3 to 4 threes that we shouldn't have taken. But whatever the percentage is, we end up shooting 36% from 3. That's a pretty good number, especially when you take the volume of that. Some of the statistical analysis that we do is like a stat person would tell you, we probably don't take enough threes based on our percentage and some other things. And we weren't getting free throws attempted. Our team, not now, not this year, not for the last 11 years, we put pressure on the rim and are one of the highest free throw attempt teams in the country. So you come into the game and you say, drive the basketball. They're a high foul team. They're a really physical team. And, like I said, all these questions and stuff, and one of the most baffling is, how do we only take 19 foul shots? Just look at the, look at the physicality. But you know, at some point in the game, you gotta change your. If you're not getting to the foul line based on dribble penetration, you're gonna have to change on the fly. And you know, we thought the 3-point line was the next best thing if you're going in there and getting dislodged. And you know. So anyway, that's, you know, I don't know if it was right or wrong, but that's what we did.
Coach, do you have any timetable on the return for Matt Noling or Terrence Williams?
No. I mean, Terrence is nothing foreseeable. You know, it's frustrating, you know, like two guys that are, one guy's your sixth man, you know, out of the gate, and the other guy's your, you know, starter. And we're already like, you know, so it's, you know, it's frustrating, but you know, they had one guy out too, so I'm sure we'll hear about that. But we got two guys out, and they've been out for quite some time, and I think our guys have, I mean, they're battling. At some point, you know, you look down there, and you know, some teams will just keep coming at you with 7th and 8th, 9th man. So.
Mus, you mentioned UCLA's, you know, they have a bunch of returners. You guys have, you know, one guy. This team's made up of transfers. A lot of, you know, LA area recruits just, you know, are watching this game, trying to figure out what kind of program this can be. How do you sell that, you know, with the way that this team is playing right now in this first year where you don't have a lot of continuity?
I mean, I hope that, you know, I hope anyone that came to tonight's game or anyone that watched would say, wow, in year one they're battling and competing. You know, at one point when there was 2.5 minutes to go, I mean, in my heart, I sincerely thought we were going to win. We didn't. You know, we'll see where we are in 5 years. I don't know. Hopefully I'm still sitting here and we have a team that can play in Sweet 16s, but I don't know. We'll see. Well, hopefully history repeats itself. If it doesn't, you know, I don't know.
Last question.
Also, in terms of the free throw attempts, have you found that that's maybe a Big Ten officiating thing? They officiate differently maybe than...
Yeah, I'm not, you know, with these guys, you know, I mean, look, we lost the game, and part of the game plan was drawing free throws attempted. I mean, that's just, when you play UCLA, that's what we felt. You know, when we played Coach Cronin's team at Nevada, part of the thing was drawing free throws. Because they're physical. Like, I love his style of play, you know what I mean? Like, they're grimy, dirty, they get after you. But with full court pressure and somebody playing 90 feet, you think there's going to be some early bonus stuff that, you know, we must have to do a better job, you know. So when we play the game at Pauley Pavilion, hopefully we'll do a better job drawing free throws and be more aggressive. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be